The mayor's race is just one of many items in the South Bay. And South Bay reporter Danny Miskell joining us now with a look at what is important to the voters there. Hi, Danny.
Hi, Kimberly. Yeah, so I tried to interview every single candidate across all three races for the mayor's seats, for District 1 and District 2 council member seats. And generally, the majority of the candidates said the two top issues that they would want to tackle is housing and affordability and public safety. So you were just talking about the mayor's race. We'll go ahead and see what they were saying about housing and affordability. I actually met with John McCann at one of his affordable housing projects. It's near the Chula Vista Shopping Center. It's called Citrus Bay. And he was talking about how right now he's currently got in the pipeline a plan to build 1,000 entry-level first-time buyer home opportunities. Now, his challenger, Francisco Tamayo, we actually talked at great length about why housing is unaffordable in Chula Vista. He explained to me that right now the developers are building homes that are going to be valued at around $750,000. Kimberly, first-time home buyers simply just cannot afford that. His plan is that he wants to try to use city-owned land and work with developers on building homes that are going to be dropped down to more of that $500,000 range, and that he also wants to offer them a down payment assistance plan. These are plans that he believes that people would be able to afford.
And always public safety is so important, and it, as you said, it rises to the top in all of the polls. Chula Vista considered it's our second largest city in the county and one of the safest, but still public safety is so important.
Yeah, so actually what it comes down to is they believe they need to staff more police officers. Many of the candidates actually quoted data to me that Chula Vista needs about 90 more police officers. So the question around that is, how are we going to fund it? Well, I actually talked to one of the council members in District 2. He's actually the incumbent, Jose Preciado. He believes that we should be raising the TOT tax, the transit occupancy tax, and use that revenue to pay for more city services, including public funds. Other candidates have criticized that Chula Vistans have already voted on Measure A, that there's millions, I'm told more than $40 million in a Measure A fund that we could be using for police staffing, so why is it not being used? But there's a lot of candidates who say that in their districts they've expressed that crime is on the rise, especially in East Chula Vista. There's obviously, we've talked at great length about e-bikes and the crashes that are happening over there. And there's also reports of more stolen vehicles on the east side of Chula Vista. So we've reported that they're actually in the process of trying to open up a substation on the east side. So those are some of the things that they are talking about why they want to staff more police officers. And then one other council member candidate for District 2, Angelica Martinez, she actually pointed out in her area, she says District 2 has the highest crime rate in Chula Vista. And she believes that they need to install more lighting around trolley stations and around Broadway Street that I've heard has become really decayed over the years because of crime, unfortunately.
And I know you've been talking to so many people, of course, homelessness, always important, housing, public safety. What else are they bringing up to you?
The majority of the candidates also brought up that they want to do something about speeding up the permitting process for small businesses. Some of the candidates have said that they've heard these horror stories of small businesses trying to open, taking them more than 2 years, $500,000, and that's just not sustainable. There's apparently 90,000 Chula Vistans that leave the city every single day to go to other parts of the county, even as far as up to LA to work. So all of these candidates are trying to find creative ways in order to retain the workforce and have people stay in Chula Vista, open up their businesses, hire in Chula Vista as well. And then I will say the last thing that really stood out to me were some of the candidates' ideas on how they want to leverage AI and technology. Chuck Sanfilippo for District 1, he was talking about using AI to speed up the permitting process so we could start building more housing from I guess to get permitted, it's taking anywhere up to 2 years, but he thinks he could get it down to 2 weeks using AI. And then Yaid Gersten for mayor, he was saying that he would like to really bridge communication between city leaders and Chula Vistans, and he thinks the way to do that is by opening up a dashboard, using more newsletters and push alerts to Chula Vistans so they can stay informed on how the city is performing and keeping that transparency open with the Chula Vistans.
Yeah, a big day, and it's why we all need to get out and vote. There's so many issues affecting all of us. Thank you, Danny.
You're welcome.
Thanks for the update, and we'll be together all night long watching those votes come in.
Sounds good.
Thank you.